We've had so many messages of support for you, June. I hope that gives you some kind of comfort to know that you really made a difference to people today.
Yeah, we've had some amazing emails as well, actually. Josh, after surviving a suicide attempt last year, I decided to turn my life around and do something to help people with mental health problems. So on the first year anniversary of my suicide attempt, I'm leaving Scotland to cycle to over 80 countries to raise awareness of mental health. Well done, Josh. Julie, I lost my nephew to suicide. In our eyes, it's the hardest way for our loved ones to go, but sadly, depression claims too many people's lives these days. It needs to be spoken about more so people know it is okay to speak about, and that's why you wanted to do it, isn't it?
Yes, 100%. We have to take the stigma out of it.
Yeah.
That's the only way people will reach out for help. We have to.
And particularly and you mentioned
men.
before, for men, for alpha males, and people who think, I'm the strong one, I'm the one people come to when they've got problems.
Yeah. And we're losing them in the prime of their lives when they have still so much to offer society. It's a waste.
Yeah.
Well, we obviously, before we came on air, we asked if anyone in our audience, if this is something that they'd experienced. And Susie, this is something that you know all too well. Yeah. Tell us a bit about what happened with you and a close friend of yours at work.
There's a guy that I used to work with, close friend and colleague. He was a lovely guy. I'd never think he'd have a problem in the world. He's in his 50s. He decided to take his own life. Nobody knew anything about it. Nobody knew he was depressed. Again, like your brother, he was the life and soul of the party, lovely guy. And he just did it. And you just think, oh my God, you know. And it was in an instant, you know, just went home one night, gone.
And how did that affect you? Did it make a difference to...
Absolutely devastated. It really... But it kind of made me think about guys and not talking. And basically what happened off the back of that, I had another guy that I was working with who was going down the same path, and I suddenly latched onto his feelings. And I started chatting to him, and then he started saying he felt the same. A different company I was working for. And so we sat down, had a chat, had a one-to-one, and I helped him, you know, chatted to him and just got him out of that mood. I mean, honestly, I'm not waving a magic wand and saying, yes, you can talk to someone and stop them from doing it, but you can be there for them. But basically, what you've got to do, you've got to push yourself forward. If you see somebody at work who's a little bit down, who's not talking, who's going a bit insular...
And that's, of course, if the clues are there.
That's it. With us, there were no clues.
No.
He was still himself. My dad was with him like 2 days before.
You're very brave. You're very brave. Well done, you.
Thank you.
Oh, Susie, thank you for sharing your story. And it's what we were saying, really. You've got two of these and one of these. Sometimes just listen.
But it is the alpha male thing. That is so...
Kind of women are more likely to talk about
look at
problems.
the show.
Men.
Exactly. And you mentioned when you were on the show when Professor Green came on. Obviously, hearing his opinion on the subject from a male perspective gives it new insight. Let's take a look. We've managed to track that down. Here we go.
I've always said there's a very big difference between being hard, which is what, you know, most men feel they have to project, and being strong. Strong is admitting when you have a problem. And the only reason I was scared for this programme to go out was because people were going to see me in that state.
Vulnerable. But you've got past that to come on now and talk about it.
That's part of the problem. The reason that I worry about it going out and people seeing me at my lowest and being that vulnerable is the problem. That's the problem. So hopefully...
But then you will have done so much good when people see that, because you do have that media, that social platform.
I just hope it helps if it saves one person.
Yeah, and...
How do you feel watching that now, June?
And a week later.
It was a week to the day, wasn't it, that it happened?